Holy man. Hello out there. We're on the air. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is Open Sats Thursday. It's going to be a big one today. We got some shit going on. Oh, Arnie, what's up? All right, see ya. It is Thursday, and we are feeling good. Well, we're feeling good. We were having some issues here this morning. Okay, I'm going to remove that before things get too far here. Okay, we're on Zaps. We're on the YouTubes very briefly today. Very briefly. All right, there's Aaron. We got our number one comment up here today, the winner of 88 sats to start the show. It is BTC Backpacker. Once again, the guy is cleaning up the sats. He's hungry hippoing these sats. Okay, Arnie's back. Arnie's settled. So the quote today from BTC Backpacker: in the world of Bitcoin, choose your own adventure. Risk and reward await. Will you be a pioneer or a bystander? That's what you got to ask yourself, folks. That's what we're doing here today. You're gonna have the choice for a little while, anyways. You're gonna have a choice to see which way you want to go. As BTC Backpacker says, will you be a pioneer or a bystander? And I would argue that if you're watching this, if you're seeing this here today, if you're viewing this comment in real life, then you are absolutely a pioneer. But we still got a lot of work to do. That's the thing. Second part that I want to, I'll save that. See, James Bond's here today. Go you all. Okay, so back to that. BTC Backpacker is going to win 88 sats. I'm going to zap him right now on the show, on the live. Oh, he mentioned a comment here. What's up, Jor? Made a little quote for the chat this morning on YouTube. See you there. All right. Well, that is getting zapped. That's good. Little zapperoo to start BTC Backpackers Day. There you go. 88 sats has been sent. If you want to get 88 sats, show up a little bit earlier than me, kind of, and leave your best. A quote, something you want to discuss, a nice comment. Ass kissing is rewarded. James Bond, good morning, great people of the realm. Good morning. Letha, good morning. It's good to see you here. It's good to see your power still humming. Sardoshi Noikon Moto. One day closer to the Bitcoin standard. One day closer to a beautiful, beautiful future. Where are you? I'm here. This is what I want to get to. It's going to have an impact on today's show. Bira says, bro, your Jack Cruz clip on NOSTR now says YouTube removed it / blocked it. Oh my God. So I went to set up the show today as every morning, and I went to stream it to this channel and then the backup channel so we could do a private show after second part of the show in the other YouTube. And it said that YouTube isn't allowing me to go live on that channel. So I made the conscious decision yesterday that I was going to only put it on NOSTR. It was live for about 5 minutes on that YouTube channel. And since then, they blocked the video. They won't let me go live on there. And they gave me a strike for sharing that Jack Cruz clip. So thanks to whoever told me to look into Jack Cruz, you bastards. So what I'm going to do today is I'm only going to spend about 10, 15, 20 minutes on YouTube. I want everybody to move over to zap.stream today. We're not going to go into the private side of things today. We're going to go only Zap stream for today. So you got about 5, 10, again, 15 minutes. I want you to go to zap.stream, create an account, or don't. You can just go on there and watch. Or you can go to sats.gg, sats.gg. We're going to stream the majority of the show there today instead of on YouTube. Because you know what? I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of this stuff. It's like, for that, the clip was talking about the pensions, the Roth IRAs, the Canada Pension Plan. It was talking about how much of a scam it is. And we did listen to Jack Kruse. I don't know if that clip's still on the internet or not. There was a 4-hour interview, which I watched a part of it, but I don't really have 4 hours to set aside. But I don't know if that clip is still up, but they took mine down. And it's like, why? I get it. If there's people doing bad stuff on the internet, if there's people, child porn stuff, if they're advocating violence, if they're bullying people, whatever it is. But the reason why they take that video down is because they don't want people to know how big of a scam that is, because it keeps their entire fucking system alive. And so the fact that they're removing that, the fact that they're basically putting a hand over my mouth is disgusting. And so I don't know, I'm a little bit fired up this morning, obviously, but I don't know what the longer term plan here is for YouTube. But I really want everybody to, from the first day we started this channel, or close to it anyways, the plan was always to move to something along the lines of Zap.stream. So we don't have to worry about what we say. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. And again, I'm not trying to just force everybody to pay money to do this. We're going to go over to Zap.stream where you can literally watch it for free. I'm just tired of YouTube. And I don't really know what I'm going to do, because, for the hour and a half every day that I spend on YouTube, all the ads that they get off of that, because I usually go back after the live and turn on the ads. I don't want people to have to watch ads while we're live here, but I usually put it on after. So for the $3 or $4 fucking dollars from YouTube every show, it's not worth it to me. So we'll have to see what we're going to do longer term. But for now, Daniel says that was me. My bad. I can't believe YouTube blocked you for clipping a YouTube video. Yeah, that's what I didn't really have time to look at it this morning to see why they removed it. If it was because of Jack's comments or if it was because of my comments afterwards. I don't know what it was. But anyways, thankfully I didn't put it on the main channel here, because it's shitty that I even have to kind of self-censor myself before that happens. So anyways, you have about 10 minutes, we'll say. We're going to do a very short show on YouTube today. So you got about 10 minutes. If you've never used Zap.stream, if you've never used sats.gg, you got 10 minutes to go figure that out. And then we're going to do this show as normal today. So we'll get through some of the stuff today. We'll check on some comments. We'll look at the mempool. We'll give away some Bitcoin. Nah, you know what? We're not giving away Bitcoin on YouTube today. I'm tired of it, honestly. It's really demoralizing. But anyways, can't be sad about it. Can't be mad about it. Calm and cheerful. Ryan, good morning, buddy. I saw your YouTube comment yesterday. You must have been watching the recorded version of it. Good to see you here. George Mining Block 863962. I hope I am. I got a shot at it anyways, if nothing else. But it looks like that block has already been found by Foundry. Jason, good morning, buddy. Joey, stressful trying to catch a stream during work hours, but I do it because I have to. That a boy. So one of the things I was thinking, we'll save that for now. We'll save that for now. Keep in mind here, though, if you are somebody who's been watching the show, we've been doing first part on YouTube, second part on what would it be? Patreon, I guess. I don't know what it is. Patreon. And all of those shows are there. So if you want to sign up for the Patreon account, you can go back. You can watch all the videos that we've done this year. There's a lot of really good stuff in there, including yesterday's video. I would highly recommend anybody who gives a shit about their situation and Bitcoin, go check out yesterday's show. That Jack clip, one of the reasons why you should watch it. I wonder if you can still watch it on Patreon. I hope you can. If we can't, we're going to be in some deep shit here. Let me just double check before I lead you there and lie to you. Oh, it's still up. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I got some nefarious things going through my mind right now. So again, That's the best way to do it. If you can watch all the recorded shows we've ever done, the full show. I'm actually going to start, as from a recommendation from somebody in that community, I'm actually going to start uploading the full audio clip to Patreon as well. So you'll be able to go there if you're working or if you're driving, whatever that is. Instead of having to load a YouTube video, I'm just going to put the audio on there. So that's going to be a new thing coming to the Living in the Future channel. So, I mean, the whole goal here is to keep talking about what we've been talking about, to help spread a message of what the hell is going on in the world, help give people some comfort knowing that they're not alone, help people get to from where they are to where they want to go in terms of Bitcoin, that whole journey. And of course, just converse with other Bitcoiners. It's a network. And the bigger your Bitcoin network, the faster you can leave the fiat system. So if you want to, you can go to the show notes. It says join Living in the Future. Click that. It's $5 a month. And I mean, that helps support me. It helps you have some skin in the game. It removes all the spam from there. And I have absolutely zero issue charging a little bit of money for that, because it does take a lot of work. And you know what? If you're serious about it, then again, you have to have a little bit of skin in the game. Ryan, good morning. BTC Backpacker at Coinos.com. Coinos, another recommendation I would have for everybody here. I don't know if it's available in the US, but if you're in Canada, make sure you check out the Coinos wallet. It's pretty badass, honestly. It's like, it has features from every wallet that I like, all in one. It's a little bit, well, how would you explain it? It's a little bit archaic. Like, it doesn't have the best, it doesn't have the fanciest interface. It's not the best user experience, but it has all the features. It has a Lightning URL, has Lightning, Liquid, Bitcoin, all within one wallet. Check it out, Coinos. It's a solid wallet. It's very similar to Aqua, except Aqua doesn't have the Lightning URL, which if you're on NOSTR, that's a must-have. You need to have a Lightning URL, which means like your username at the wallet, exactly like BTC Backpacker here. Like Aqua Wallet doesn't have that. All you can do is generate an invoice on there. So it's not compatible with NOSTR and stuff like that. So check that out. Rick, good morning. Everyone smash the like yet. Everybody, we're not going to be here for long, but while we're here, we might as well do it. Give me a sec. I see Zap.stream is filling up, which is good. So it looks like people are moving over from YouTube. I see the number on YouTube going down and the number on Zap.stream going up. So that is, that's what we want to see there. Oh, we're almost 100% in the YouTube right now. 17 people watching, 16 likes. Nice work. I guess that's kind of like a badge of honor in the YouTube world to get cut off, blocked, strike, and they don't let you live stream. So I guess I got that now. Okay, let's just share this to NOSTR real quickly. And then we will keep going here. Let's check on the mempool. All right, who we got over in Zapstream? We got BTC Backpacker. We got Pasty. We got Ahsoka. And we got Plunger. And a couple more people. I don't know who they are. I can't see they're only NPubs on my side. And we went pretty much the whole show yesterday without acknowledging the zaps because they weren't showing up. So I refreshed. We got 100 sats from Plunger and 138 from Daniel. And all the sats today on Zap.stream are going to be going towards the open source fund. And I want to see where we're at for that. Funds. We'll get an update before the show. So the OpenSats fund now has, we had 5,000 from last show, bringing us to a total of 57,710 sats, plus the ones today in there. It's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So big shout out to everybody who has been donating to that. It's going into good hands. It's going to help push this whole thing forward with the OpenSats movement. Look at this. Good afternoon from Portugal. Oh my God, I'm jealous. I love Portugal. I love Portugal. It's one of my favorite countries I've ever visited, actually. I could see myself living there one day. Letha, no power still. Day 7. Oof. Letha. It's kind of crazy what's happening there right now. I mean, set aside the politics, the bullshit coming out of Kamala's mouth, but it's actually criminal what's happening there, and nobody's covering it. Like, the media would rather cover something happening on the other side of the world that will never impact our lives. Where here in North America, in America specifically, like, people are dying. People are in serious need of help right now. It's literally what the government is for, to help its own fucking citizens. It is truly, truly disgusting, but it's good to see. I watched a couple videos this morning. It seems like people within the Bitcoin community, for one, but just overall people are going down to Carolina, to Tennessee, to Georgia, and helping out their fellow citizens because their government, who they give all their energy and resources to, is refusing to do it. So big shout out to everybody there, especially Letha here, who's in the chat every day. She's got her generator mining some bit axes. She sent a picture of her setup yesterday with her generator. Power's limited, but we're still allocating some energy to the bit axe. So I love that. I shared it on NOSTR yesterday. Strike from a video that originally came from YouTube. Yes. Crazy, eh? Crazy. Simply Bitcoin was banned. Yeah. Thankfully, I did not put it on this channel. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here right now. So, I mean, this is just a really good, I think, indication of what's coming, for one. But at the same time, I think it's kind of a canary in the coal mine. So if I've been doing the show for a year straight now, almost, we're 11 months, every morning. And so if you ever go onto YouTube, I'll usually share, if I'm not doing a live, I'll share it on there. But otherwise, go over to zap.stream. That's why I'm telling you today, go set up an account, get comfortable using it, see how much better it is than YouTube. And then if I'm ever not here, if something again happens like this, then we'll be on Zapstream. All right, we got some zaps here. Sardoshi zapped 420 sats. Thank you, my friend. Jay zapped 21 sats saying, my mother is supposed to retire in 10 years, but she pays 85% of her income to rent. Mostly her own fault, but very sad state of the country for a lot of people. The fuck are you supposed to do with that? 85% of your income just to live? That's literally slavery. And we got Craig in here, zapped 1,000 sats. Thank you, Craig. Going straight towards the Open Sats Fund. Jason says, somehow the Sailor and Elon crypto scams can persist on YouTube. Isn't that disgusting? Every time I see one, obviously I report it, but it just drives me wild how backwards everything is here. Everything. Audio clips are great from you. Yeah, I'm gonna do that today for the show. I'm gonna put the audio on there. So people who, again, prefer listening to audio, some people do. Some people like watching, some people like audio. I think that they should have the option though. So I'm gonna take some extra time each day and upload the audio version on there. Dr. Jack was shadow banned from Twitter when Dorsey owned it, but not fully because Dorsey became a patient of his and allowed his truth to be shared. Quantum entanglement. From what I understand, Jack's kind of new in my life, but it sounds like he's been helping El Salvador quite a bit too with his big thing is decentralized medicine. And I think in the next week, shout out to Noah for pointing out that video yesterday, his talk at BTC Prague. So I'm going to do a bit of we're going to watch it. Probably not tomorrow, and maybe next week. And we'll see what's going on with him. Look at this from Market Anarchy. Saw an interview with Bitcoin Wall CEO Adam. Lately, his story is very inspiring. He was debanked for 8 years in Canada. I'm thinking that was Adam. I think he's the CEO. But yeah, he's a great guy. I've had conversations with him, both text and over the phone, and you can tell that he is on Team Bitcoin. And as we go forward here in this crazy, I don't even know what you'd call the world right now. It is so far beyond crazy that you can't even explain it. But you have to be making conscious decisions of who you're supporting, who you're giving your time to, who you're giving your energy to, and who you're giving your money to. Everything, every decision you make in life has an impact on the future. Where you go for coffee, where you buy your Bitcoin. Are you watching on YouTube? Are you watching on Zapstream? Are you posting on Twitter, or are you posting on NOSTR? Every decision in your life has an impact overall. So, and don't ever underestimate that. So just be aware of that. And I mean, that's why I had no issues having Bitcoin Well as a sponsor in the show. And I hope that they're going to be doing more here in the future. But for now, we'll take what we can get. So again, make conscious decisions. Don't use Coinbase. Don't use Binance. Don't use even Gemini, Kraken. Like, support the real Bitcoiners in the world, which one of them is Adam. So again, if you want to get an account, if you're in Canada or in the US, you can go to bitcoinwell.com/Jor. And there's been a lot of people who have signed up on there already. So thank you. Ryan says, I've come to the realization of how scarce Bitcoin actually is. On average, there's only about 6 sats per person per day mined. Today, I'm guessing. Bitcoin will succeed as being used as a store of value. Anything else is a bonus. 100%. I actually listened to, I'll leave that for another time. Sorry. Canada sent some linemen over to the Carolinas. Heck yeah, I wonder where they came from. I got some buddies who are linemen in the power industry here. That's awesome. And Market Anarchy says, we'll give Bitcoin Well some of my business next time I stack sats. I mean, we have to. That's the thing. We have to. Because if you're not supporting them, they're going to go away. It's the same as anything. And it's the same. I mean, people have been talking about that forever in terms of buying local. It's like you want to buy a new set of golf clubs. I always use that analogy because that's what I buy. Although at the same time, it's funny because I haven't bought a new set of golf clubs for probably 15 years. One of my wedges I bought used for $75. The other wedge I've had for about 20 years. So I talk about buying new clubs all the time. I do have some Bitcoin set aside for some new clubs, but we got to go up a little bit more before that happens. But anyways, it's like, yeah, you can buy something cheaper on Amazon or order it from somewhere else. But if you want to have businesses in your area, you actually have to go support them, because if you're not supporting them, they're going to go away. And when they go away, that's a problem. And it's the same with these Bitcoin exchanges. If you're not using them, if you're just content using the Coinbases of the world and the big exchanges, then the real Bitcoiners like Adam, like Bitcoin Well, Bull Bitcoin, I would put in that category, they're going to go away. And then we're going to have no option. We need to be the votes with our money, with our time, with our energy. We have to be the votes. So anyways, I'll get off my soapbox here right away. I'm going to move over to Zapstream. BTC Backpacker says the stream keeps lagging. Shit. Try, if you're on Zap.stream and it's lagging, try sats.gg. And if you're on sats.gg, then try Zapstream or refresh. I've seen it before. I watched Rabbit Hole Recap on Zap.stream. Usually pretty good. The other option is you can actually, what was I going to say? You can actually use NOSTR. So if you have an Android, you can download an app called NOSTR, and you can watch the streams directly on NOSTR. It's all connected to NOSTR now. Even Fountain is. Sorry, I started my post here about 5 minutes ago and got halfway through it. All right, there we go. Daniel says we should have a Living in the Future meetup in El Salvador this winter. So one of the, I agree, for one, but one of the things we've been talking about in Living in the Future is like having our own little investment club where, you know, you got 1,000 sats, you send it to the wallet, you add it to the spreadsheet, your percentage of ownership of that fund goes up. There's nobody really running it. It's just, you know, a very easy, transparent way to audit it. You put in 1,000 sats, you add it to the spreadsheet, adds to the total, your percentage of ownership goes up. And hopefully, you know, we're going to launch this right away within Living in the Future, the community there. But then in 5-10 years, like we'll be able to buy property in places like El Salvador with the fund. And based on your percentage of ownership, you'll be able to decide where that goes to. So there's a lot of cool things happening in there, in that community. Pasty says, got married in Portugal. I can't, Albufeira, Portugal. Craig says, started reading or listening to Neil Howe's 2023 book, The Fourth Turning is Here. Follow on to The Fourth Turning, thinking there may be a few others who would like it. I've heard that. I think is it Parker Lewis who talks about that one all the time. I think his book was kind of based around that in terms of more from a Bitcoin angle, though. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I could be wrong. But yeah, there's a lot of good books out there. And if you're somebody who's just trying to learn a little bit more about Bitcoin, you know, for me anyways, I find it much easier to learn by watching visually, like watching videos, seeing it actually happen. I'm a visual person. I like reading books about, you know, like The Sovereign Individual, like The Power of Now, like Stoicism stuff, like just that changes my mindset about things. And then when I see things, I see it from a different lens. That's kind of how I use books. So there's a lot of great books like The Fourth Turning. I'm pretty sure you'd put that in that category. But The Sovereign Individual would be in there. I think Bitcoin is Venice, like things that make you think differently. And then, of course, you got the stuff from Andreas that are very technical focused. So if you're into that, then you have, you know, you have the tools now. Dude, what happened to October? Well, it's October 3rd. So I think we still got 28 days. I'm not too concerned. And again, we still have time to be buying sats, exchanging sats for fiat. So we're in a good spot. A lot of people in here. Is there? I don't know. Seems pretty normal to me. Mr. Bond. Why am I anti-cuck base? Well, I think you're also anti-Coinbase if you're calling them cuck base. It's pretty easy to be anti-Coinbase. I just don't understand, to me, why not only people are still using them, but how people could ever leave any Bitcoin on there. It's going back to scarcity. I think when some of this is revealed in terms of how much demand there is versus how much actual supply there is, not paper supply, but how much actual supply there is, there's going to be a time, there's going to be some sort of event where people realize just how scarce Bitcoin is. And we're not there yet. Most people don't even know that there's only 21 million Bitcoin. But when that scarcity actually clicks in people's mind, we're going to go from like where we are to, I don't even know. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. So Timber Crasher, good morning, buddy. Good to see you. All right. So let's check on the mempool, and then we're actually going to move over to strictly zap.stream right away. Oh. All right. Currently, block height 863,962 was mined by Foundry 23 minutes ago. So it looks like we're still on pretty good pace in terms of the blocks coming in. Falling a little bit behind, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. There we go. Via BTC just mined the last one. So again, fees are very low. If you are somebody who's been moving your Bitcoin from an exchange to your cold storage, just be aware of UTXOs. Get the Sparrow wallet, import your private key into there, look at your UTXOs, and if there's a bunch of them, then consolidate. Now is a good time to do it. I think any time under 10 sats per VByte based on current prices is a good time to be consolidating. So something to keep in mind there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then spend some time today looking into UTXOs and try to figure out how many UTXOs make up your balance. Because a lot of Bitcoin wallets, they'll just show you the total balance. But then you go to a wallet like Sparrow, and it'll actually show you a breakdown of all the UTXOs making up that balance. So there you go. See you later, mempool. I tend to agree somewhat with Jason here. I think as the month goes on, I think it's going to become pretty clear, though, who's going to win. So before we leave YouTube today, I want to leave with this. I want to end with this before we head over to the freedom stream. I posted about this yesterday, and if you've been watching the show, you know my stance on this. And it seems like slowly people are starting to become more aware of this. People are starting to grow past their Trump derangement syndrome. But I wanted to mention this morning, just in case. And, all this talk on this channel, it might go to waste. But I think at the same time, even if one person, two people watching this channel kind of change their mind about not only Trump, but just the whole voting thing, because Bitcoiners have this very closed mind in terms of government. They think that all government is bad and that we shouldn't have any government. I mean, that's kind of an anarchist. But I feel like more Bitcoiners align with that than reality, in a sense. So the post, this is the post that I made yesterday, because this was kind of right after Trump tweeted or posted about Ross Ulbricht and how, if he's elected, he's going to free Ross on day one, which if you're a Bitcoiner, you definitely give a shit about that. But this is the post. I said, there is a difference between small, efficient government and what we have now. Not all government is bad. There is definitely room for a small governing body in a decentralized structure. And nothing is going to completely remove government in our lifetime, not even Bitcoin. So you have two options here for this next month. One side wants to shrink the government, give power back to the people, wants to free Ross Ulbricht, and was literally at the Bitcoin conference this year. That's one side. The other side didn't let their voters decide who their nominee is. They want to control everything that you do and your thoughts, are putting people like Ross Ulbricht in prison, and are literal fucking Marxists. That's your two options. Use your head. It takes zero energy to vote. Even if it is irrelevant, what's the downside of it? It takes zero energy to vote. And to believe that you're making a difference in any way by choosing not to vote is pure insanity. So I'm not budging from that stance. And, I don't really, people can say what they want, and I'm still on the side of like voting is the equivalent of an adult writing a letter to Santa Claus. I'm still on that party. But in the meantime, where we are today, we have to be realistic. And there are still people who make decisions, who get to make decisions based on whatever. And there's two sides here. And it's very clear which side is for us and which one is against us. And I think that if you're wasting that vote because you're trying to prove a point, it doesn't make any sense. No one's going to care that you didn't vote. And maybe nobody will care that you did vote. But what's the harm in it? Rob, good morning. I'm going to spend my morning setting up the Blockstream Jade and Swan wallet. Thanks for the info. Wish me luck. You don't need luck. Just be diligent with it. Be careful. Write things down. Check things twice. You're doing things right. You don't need any luck. Rick's Remix. Keep up the good work. The God work. 88 sats. Watch most days. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here and thanks for the comment. All right, what do we got going over here on Zap Stream? All right, you know what? We're going to close things off here on YouTube today. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of YouTube. Holy. Jameson Lopp said there's someone trying to consolidate 640,000 UTXOs yesterday. Holy. That's a lot of Bitcoin. That can't be. Sats Venture, our buddy from Down Under. Would you like to do an interview again in the next couple weeks? Yeah, man. Anytime. Anytime you want to. Adam, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Yes. James Bond says government is essential, sadly, and yes, the size matters. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I agree with you. The way that we have government today is pretty much the worst case scenario. Like it seems like half the people in Canada are employed by the government. Like we're in the worst spot possible for what a government should be. And I know recency effect. I know this is what people see, and that's why they have such a negative regard towards the government. But in reality, you need to have a government, and it should be very small. It should be very small. But if you get back to the way it was meant to be in terms of like paper ballots, and the crazy thing is, we now have the ability, we have the tools and the technology to run a fair election using Bitcoin. And I forget which country it was. They actually ran their election using Bitcoin, where if you're a registered voter, you get a code, a PIN, a private key. You can access that. You can vote anonymously, or not anonymous. I guess nobody would see your name there. What's that? Pseudonymous? I don't know. You know what I mean. But you can vote there. So you don't have to show that who you're voting for, but you can go and audit for yourself to see that your vote is counting there. We have the ability now. So if in that situation where, we have a small government and we have a fairly elected government, like that's a good thing. And when you have tools like Bitcoin who hold the government accountable because it's so transparent, if you know the government's Bitcoin address, you can see every sat going in there and every sat leaving that wall. That's how things should be. And we have the ability to do that. So don't take this very closed mind that government, should just disappear, because one, it's not going to. You know that. And two, it is essential, as our buddy James Bond here says, who is, I might say, a cynic in some ways, and probably more of an anarchist than most people, but it is essential. Last election made it real that your vote does not matter. No way Biden won. Well, I agree with you. I mean, I shouldn't say that on YouTube right now. Biden was elected fairly. But at the same time, make it harder for them to steal, because we know what happened there. We saw what was coming in at 4 a.m. These boxes of pristine ballots where only the president nomination was filled in, nothing else was. Pristine. We know that. Everybody knows. Well, I shouldn't say everybody knows that, but at the same time, what you can do is just make it harder for them to do that. And I think that it's going to be actually impossible for them to do this time. Because even last time, they made it, Joe Biden received a record amount of votes in history. And you look at his rallies, he had 50 people there. It's so obvious, right? It's so obvious. What NOSTR extension do you like to use? I use Albi on my laptop on this computer. DJR, good morning, everyone. Do you have any recommendations for anyone running their own node, such as what applications should you install to help? One example could be NOSTR Relay. Honestly, I mean, I could give you some ideas here, but I don't think it would be overly helpful. I think most people use Bitcoin Core, kind of with the setup that and even what I'm going to talk about in the second part of the show here, when we finally move over here, this was supposed to be a 10-minute show today, but we're going to talk about running a server, running your own server like a Start9, and using, NOSTR relays, running a Bitcoin core on there, and what's coming in the future in terms of actually using your server to store your data, store your everything you have, but mostly your data, and then being able to profit off of that, because you should. It's your data. You should own that data. And in the future you're going to own that data. And the reason I titled this video today, Choose Your Own Adventure, because you do have the choice to do that today. It's not something you have to wait on. Again, nobody's going to come on your television and tell you, okay, it's time to move into the new system. It's time to move into the new economy. It's up to you. And the faster you do it, the better off you're going to be in the future. Aaron says, how do we sign up for the Freedom Stream? Very easily. You don't have to sign. Well, I guess you could sign up, but you just go to zap.stream, STREAM, or sats.gg, sats.gg. We're moving over there right now. So hopefully we're here tomorrow. If not, we'll be on Zapstream. So keep that in mind. Anytime you come onto YouTube in the morning for the usual scheduled time and we're not there, go to zap.stream. Oh, I got an itchy nose. So thanks, YouTube. It's been a slice, but we're moving over to the Freedom Stream. I like that. We'll see you there. Have a great day and keep doing what you're doing. Bye-bye.